What is going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're talking about all the trash trades I see that people are trying to give the Charlotte Hornets. I just don't understand why people complain about the Charlotte Hornets not being good, the Charlotte Hornets being in poverty, Charlotte Hornets messing up the NBA, but then now we have something valuable in the number 2 overall pick, and everybody wants us to give it away for free, basically. So we're just going to be talking about the different trades that I've just been seeing, and most of them are trash. And some of them are from Hornets fans, and they are trash. So we're just going to be talking about them. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so the first trade we have here is not from Pistons Talk. It is from Bleacher Report. And this person links the article in the description below. So I'm not coming after them. I'm more so, it's at Bleacher Report, which Bleacher Report should be used to me and other people talking about them because some of the trades they come up with are terrible. And it's not easy. I do want to say that coming up with trades when you're not a part of a team's community is very difficult because you're taking out the human aspect of it, the feelings aspect of it. But I mean, it's still like you got to do better. So let's talk about this trade. The Pistons would receive number 2 in Gordon Hayward, while the Charlotte Hornets will receive 5 Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks. Why? I get Bojan's good. He just signed a new deal. What would be the point? The Hornets are the Hornets have been waiting to get off Gordon Hayward's deal. The Hornets are kind of waiting to get off Terry Rozier's deal. Why would they want to add someone who just signed an extension? Why would they want that person? Why would they want to get someone who just signed an extension? And Alex Burks, I do believe he would have like a role on this team because we have wings, but they're just not. Okay, these guys are good. You know, Bryce McGowan's, I have all the faith in the world in Bryce McGowan. I think he's going to be a good player. It's only been one season. James Bouknight, I still have faith in James Bouknight, but it's running low. So we do need quality wings. Alec Burks does that. This is the thing. You're telling me Scoot Henderson is a generational 2nd overall pick. That's what you're telling me. That's what we've been hearing all year. So trading for the 2nd pick is not just trading for the 2nd pick. It's not just, oh, we're moving from 5 to 2, so we shouldn't give up that much. Yes, you're moving from 5 to 2, but you're also missing the aspect that people are telling you that this number 2 overall guy is a generational type talent. And whether the Hornets want to take Brandon Miller, still, if a team wants to trade up to get Scoot Henderson, you've been told all year that he's a generational talent. I'm not going, even if I don't want him, I'm not giving up 2. Knowing it's a generational talent, at least that's what we've been all told. I'm not giving it up for nothing. You're going to have to give me something. And giving me 5, a guy who just signed an extension, and Alec Burks is not enough. And yeah, they could say, well, we're taking Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward's done after this year. At this point, I don't care if Gordon Hayward gets traded or not. It's the last year of the deal. It doesn't matter anymore. So that's something that people got to think about, and I don't think they think about. So it bothers me. All right, so now we move on to the next one. These are all my bookmarks. I bookmark all of these, and I'll probably do another one of these videos at some point. I just, probably before trade night, or I'd say trade night, draft night, I'll probably end up doing another one of these type of videos because they happen every day. But let's go ahead and pull this one up. This is from one of our very own. I always mispronounce his name, but we're just going to say Mr. Callahan. Yeah, so basically it just talks about how the Pelicans are thinking about trading to number 2 or 3, whatever it takes to get Scoot. And this person just draws up a trade. No. And this is from one of our own. You're giving up 2 in 27 for 2 first-round picks next year, a first-round pick in 2029, a first-round pick in 2027, and number 14. It's like I don't think you understand that the Hornets are trying to be good, and they're not going to be good this way. Trey Murphy definitely is a good player. Number 14 overall, if we get someone like Jordan Hawkins off the top of my head, definitely going to be a good player. Is that going to be enough to really push us into the point where we're competing to make the playoffs? No. And if you're trading 2, that's what you're doing. You're trading 2, not for the future, not for any of that. You're trading 2 in order to be able to make the playoffs this year. That's the only reason you're trading 2. Because even if you take Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson at 2 and you're not able to make the playoffs, that's okay. It takes time. But if you're going to trade that opportunity away, and plus 27 at that, you better be sure that you're going to make the playoffs, because the Hornets never get 2. The Hornets never get top 5, no matter how bad they are. It just seems like they never get top 5, even though luck has been seeming like it's changing as of late. It just doesn't make any sense. So you can't. I get it. You get so many picks. This is a lot of picks, but the Hornets don't need any more picks. We need players. We need players that are good. It don't make sense to me. I get it. I get that you get so many picks. I get the Hornets don't have a first round pick next year. I don't care if they don't have a first round pick next year. If they can hit this year and we can grow and build next year. Because at next year, we should be at the point where, all right, we have our core. We should start putting little veteran pieces around to help build up the team to make the playoffs. We're not picking up any more rookies. So it's just not a good trade in the grand scheme of things. If the Hornets were tanking completely, then maybe we think about this. But Mitch Kupchak said we're trying to win. New owners are not going to buy a team to want to tank unless they just want to clear everybody out. I don't know. This just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. It really doesn't. Just because of the fact that you think the Hornets are wanting to win. You want to win. LaMelo Ball is about to sign an extension. You don't want to go through a rebuild with LaMelo Ball and you just sign him to an extension. If I know they'll get the deal done, but we just have to say if for now. It just doesn't make any sense. And then now we'll go on to the next one. This one right here. No, not doing it. It's Zion in 14 for Gordon Hayward in 2. I don't know if you can see that. It won't let me show you anymore. It won't let me scroll down. We'll just do it I'll just show you like this. Zion in 14 for Pelicans and 2. Doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you why. Zion, great player. When he plays, literally one of the best players in the league. Easily one of the best players in the league. Problem is, 1, he has a tough time playing. He has a tough time being on the floor. 2, Gordon Hayward, his contract is, you're not doing us any favors by taking Gordon Hayward anymore, because his deal's done after this year. He's an expiring contract. There are no favors done by taking Gordon Hayward from us. So that is not enough to take 2. A player who, like I said, top 10 player in the league, more than likely when he plays, just doesn't play. And in 14 for 2. Doesn't make any sense. It's too risky. It's not, and I wouldn't say it doesn't make any sense. It's too risky. If Zion played, easily. But also if Zion played, Pelican fans aren't thinking of this trade. You know what I mean? So that's something you have to think about as well. It just doesn't do anything for me. I think no matter what you do, if the Hornets were for whatever reason to trade Zion, as a Pelicans fan, you have to understand that the Hornets will need Zion insurance. So if Zion just never is able to be active or play that much again, like if it's always just this up and down or you can't rely on him year in and year out, you need Zion insurance. There is no Zion insurance in here. 14, that's not really anything. And then, like I said, a great player in his own right, but he doesn't play. I'm not trading that for 2 when I know I would at least hope. I'd rather take the chance at 2 than I know Zion doesn't play. It's just that simple. That's something you got to think about. And the thing is, Pelican fans, you're supposed to say, I'm not doing that trade. It's a hard trade to make happen. That's something I feel like I don't see enough people talk about. It's a hard trade to make happen. So therefore, if the Pelicans are trading Zion, you're not going to want to trade him for just, you don't want to put too much with him because you're already trading Zion. And as a Hornets fan, you don't want to take on Zion if you don't have Zion insurance. There's no Zion insurance in here. So no, we're not doing that. Now we can move on to this one. From Eddie Bitar. We'll just say, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Fadeaway World. First of all, you could see this. LaMelo for Trae Young. This literally doesn't make it. Why are we doing this? Why? There is literally no reason. LaMelo is Charlotte right now. His best buddy, Miles Bridges, is coming. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like if you're a writer of any kind, I feel like you don't even have to reach out to people. I get it. It can be difficult trying to like get in contact with people and pick their brain on stuff like this, but just go to some Charlotte Hornet. Well, you can't do Reddit right now, but there's plenty of things you can do and find what people are saying on Twitter about a team you want to write an article about. See what they're saying. No one is saying trade LaMelo for Trae Young. Why? Why would you trade LaMelo for Trae Young? Why? Tell me why. Trae Young's a great player. It's not saying that he's not one of the best point guards in the league. But the whole thing with Charlotte is we need that one guy that's from, like, not necessarily from Charlotte, but drafted by Charlotte, and we're gonna ride the wave, and we're gonna re-sign him when his rookie deal's up, and that's the whole point of this, is to help LaMelo in the best way possible. Trading him is not it. And for Trae Young is not it. It just doesn't make any sense. It gets worse. Oh, Gordon Hayward, James Bouknight, and a 2028 first round pick for Pascal Siakam. Why would Toronto do this? There's nothing they get out of this. Maybe they get out of some money because Gordon Hayward isn't expiring. You don't necessarily have to re-sign James Bouknight if you don't want. But it's not like James Bouknight is even Jalen Williams. I think they would be more inclined to make that trade if you replace with Jalen Williams from the OKC Thunder. It's like, okay, that's a guy who came into the league who's showing that, you know, he could be something in the future. James Bouknight hasn't done that yet. So it just doesn't make sense for either team. As the Hornets, I mean, I guess you would love this trade. As a Hornets fan, I love this trade. There's no way Toronto's doing that though. So it doesn't make any sense. And in here, for Zion, Terry Rozier in number 2 for Zion. And that's it. There's not even 14 in this one. At least the other one had 14. Doesn't make any sense at all. One, if you're the Pelicans, it's like, okay, now we just have an extremely short backcourt because they won't Scoot. So now you got Terry Rozier, CJ McCollum, and Scoot as your guards. Terry Rozier and CJ McCollum both have, you know, some money on their deals, and then Hornets just get Zion in return, a guy who may not play. And even this, I'm more inclined to do this than the other one than most trades I've seen. But still, even then, I'm not trading 2 for a guy who barely plays. And then if you're the Pelicans, you're not trading one of the best players in the league for Terry Rozier and 2. It just doesn't work that way, and it just doesn't make any sense because the Hornets are. Is there any more? No, but the Hornets are just constantly put into these terrible trades, and it's just so frustrating. And I know y'all probably seeing them too. Here's another one. This one's the worst. This one got me numbers when I retweeted this. Detroit gets Zion. New Orleans Pelicans get 2, Bojan, and Isaiah Stewart. The Hornets get 5th and 14. What world does this make sense? What does the Hornets get out? They get nothing out of this. You give up 2, who you're being told, everybody's being told it's a generational prospect. You give up 2 for 5 and 14. And that's it. Nothing else. Detroit gets Zion, and then on top of that, they have to give up 5. And they don't get anything for it. Once again, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Maybe the Pelicans maybe are a little more, if they really don't want Zion, maybe they're a little more inclined. They're probably, if there's any team out of the 3 that's like, okay, this deal sits right with us, it's maybe the Pelicans. I just don't know how Pelicans fans feel, or obviously the organization feels about Zion. Maybe this is a good haul for him. You get a guy who can compete who can play for you right away and put up numbers with Bojan, and then you got Isaiah Stewart who can help down low, which it gives you time to figure out what you're going to do with Jackson Hayes maybe, and Jonas Valanciunas. But is it really even that? No, I mean, he doesn't move the needle that much. So it's like, really, the bar is low already, but it's even lower for the other 2 teams. Like, there's no way Charlotte's doing this, and there's no way Detroit's doing this. It just once again doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe if you're Detroit, you're like, 5 Bojan and Isaiah Stewart. You're not really giving up nothing really to get Zion. So maybe that work. Maybe Detroit is the better team in this, where it's like they're the team that would say yes, but the other 2 teams should probably say no. It just doesn't make any sense. And I think there's one more. Yes, this one right here. This one, where it talks about, and this is just a user, and it could be a troll account, I don't know, but this is just what people are saying, and it's just insane to me that people expect us to do this kind of deal. But it says, I saw this trade, and I'm a Bulls fan, so it might be biased, which is 100, please, I can tell you right now it's biased, but it was Rozier, number 2, and Caleb Martin for Zach LaVine. Really? Rozier, who Zach LaVine's better than, don't get me wrong. Is he that much better to where we give up number 2 overall with that for Zach LaVine? Really? No. It's gotta stop, man. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people talk about how the Hornets are poverty and we suck and this, that, and the other. And then when anything even decent goes for us, everybody wants us to just crapshoot it and give it away. It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm really sick of it, to be honest with you. But anyway, that does it for this video. I just wanted to react to these trades because their trades are terrible. But let me know if you see any other trades definitely follow me on Twitter, and I'll put that down in the description below, and send all the trades to me. I'll probably do another reaction video before the trade deadline. I'll also be doing my actual Hornets mock draft before the draft, so make sure you go check that out when I post it. And then also subscribe. I'm at 943. I'm really almost close to 1,000. I have the watch hours. I just need the subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if you were to subscribe and get me to 1,000 subscribers, and then I'll finally be monetized, and we can really get some stuff rolling, and hopefully just make this bigger and better. I know that I'm all for Hornets. Like y'all know, I always, do whatever I can to make sure the Hornets feel represented. But there's other teams out there like us. I can't think off the top of my head, but there's other teams like us too. And I just want to maybe one day put some type of platform together to talk about all of those teams as well. I know people are like, oh, well, I don't want people to always talk about the Lakers, but then they take like the step down and always talk about the Bucks. So it's like, yeah, you're not talking about the Lakers or the Knicks or something all the time, but you're still talking about like the Bucks, the Suns, the Heat, the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're not talking about the key guys all the time, but you're not really talking about those guys who suck. And I get it. It's not the most interesting thing to talk about, but you have franchises, you have people who are dedicated to these franchises, and it sucks not hearing any good things said about your team unless you have to go to like local news, and even then, do they really even cover your team like that? Not really. So I eventually want to put some type of platform together for teams like that. How I'm gonna do it, I don't know, but getting this channel to 1,000 subscribers would be a great stepping stone for that. So once again, thank you so much for watching any video, not just this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.